I came here and showing you guys how to cook some beautiful mangrove snapper fillets. We went out and got 3 nice mangrove snapper at the pier today. So I was just making a quick video on how to cook them. So first off, while you're getting everything else ready, you're going to want to turn your stove on medium high, and just put enough oil that you can fully submerge the fillet. So I'm just going to put half of a bottle, which was all I had in here. Okay, the fish fry I'm using today is just McCormick Golden Dip Sea Fry Mix. So what I do with this, I just take, depending on how much fish you have, you can depend on how much fry mix you're going to need. So I'm just going to start with about half of this bag, maybe a little more. And you can always add to it if you need to. I do it in just a little bowl that has a lid, so I can just toss my fillets, shake them up real good. You want to make sure you have a nice sharp knife, so just sharpen it up to where it's good and ready and nice and sharp. So the way I cut my fillets up is I make them to like bite-sized pieces. So I'm just gonna do like little, inch pieces, inch and a half, and depending on the thickness. So just little bite nuggets, you could call them, and just cut those. Yeah, the thicker they are, the smaller pieces I do. Just because the skinnier piece, you're gonna be able to have a longer bite. And if they're really wide fillets, then I just cut the fillet in half and then do this. And I'm just gonna do this with all the fish. We only kept 3, we caught a whole bunch. This is enough for me and my family, so I'm just gonna cut these up. This is a really simple way of cooking the fish, and you can also cut out this little bloodline, which I like doing sometimes, like that, and then just bite-sized portions. And I've been thinking about YouTube, and you guys need to comment and tell me what other videos you like. I do a lot of shark fishing. If you want videos on that, I'd be glad to make that. How to cook shark. I cook a lot of sharks and my rigs and whatnot, and other fishing videos or hunting videos. I know dove season's open right now. So what I'm going to do now is, while our oil is heating, I'm just going to toss a few of these little fillet chunks into the flour. I like to do like 6 or 8. I'm just going to toss in like 8 of those. Put this nice lid on. Just shake it up. Make sure it's evenly coated. And as you can see right there, perfect little breaded piece. Make sure you have a plate to put them on, so that as you go, you can just toss them in one by one. Another thing you're going to want is a plate with a paper towel and another paper towel. So once your fish is done and you take them out, you can set them on that paper towel and then take this paper towel and just pat some of that excess oil off. So we're just going to make sure all of these are nice and good and breaded. And if you see some that look like they need more breading, just toss them back in. 3, 4, 5. So I'd like to do between like 8 and 10, 6. It depends. Just want to shake it up nice and good. And you can add salt and pepper if you want to the seasoning. This seasoning I found you don't need to add anything to it. It's a really great all-around seasoning. The other seasoning I like, for my shark, is I use Louisiana fish fry, the blue bag, and that is really good. It has great seasonings already in it, and it's just ready to go. Just batter it up, throw it in a frying pan, That's probably one of my favorite fish fries. I didn't have any of that left over from the last time I cooked my shark. So we're using the McCormick, which is also really good, has some good seasonings in it. And just gonna toss them in. A nice shake. And as you can see, you don't need too much fry mix in it. Depending on how many fillets, I always just pour like half of a bag in. That way everything gets a nice even coating and you don't run out. So, as you can see, they come out perfectly. Just like that. No spots where there's no breading. Nice even coating, not too thick. Not too much seasonings or anything. So I'm just going to close this up because we're done with that. And another thing you're going to want is a good pair of tongs. Now tongs are very important because you need to be able to flip your fish and pull it out. And I'm just using today just pure olive oil, Bertolli, and that's really good. So our oil is getting about there. One way you can test it is to just take a tiny bit of seasoning, drop it in, and you can see that the oil is almost ready. You can hear it crackling. So we're just gonna give it a couple seconds and we'll talk about this. This is super important because if you don't have a thin paper towel layer, because when you put it on this paper towel layer, all the oil goes onto here on the one side, and just take a little thing like this and just tap it, because excess oil can mess up your fish. It adds an unwanted taste because it's too oily. So we're going to go ahead and toss some of these fish in. And I'm going to turn up the heat to about 7. Some of the thicker pieces are going to take a little longer. I like using a small pan because you use less oil to make it to where they fully submerge. Because if you use a bigger pan, you have to put in more oil to make the level of oil in the pan increase so that they fully submerge like these. Just want to make sure they're right under there. And these will cook for a few minutes. Normally put them in for about a total of like 6 minutes or so, 3 minutes on each side. So you always want to make sure that you keep your area clean. So I like to just wipe down everything else I've used. And let's talk about this fish fry. So the fish fry they're using, it's just the McCormick Golden Dip Fish Fry Seafood Mix, no SMGs. And this is a really good thing. It has instructions on the back if you like to follow those. I have a little bit of a different way of cooking it, but this seems to work amazing. And yeah, that's what we're using. As you can see, the oil is heated up perfectly. So those will be done here pretty quick because they're smaller pieces. So another oil I use, which is just the same as that, I like the light taste sometimes. Sometimes it gives it a better flavor because I don't like much oil. I'm not a big fan of oily fish. So when you're cooking them, you just want to make sure they don't stick together too much. But you don't want to move them around so much because that can affect the cooking. Just make sure they're not like frying together. And as you can see, they fry up pretty quickly. A little bit higher than medium. I like doing like medium high, right in the middle. And it works perfect. As you can see, a small pan, you don't have to add too much oil. Because when you have a small pan, when you pour half of a bottle, the level is more high than if you had a bigger pan. You'd have to put in a full bottle to get the same thing. And you do have to cook more fish, like you have to have more times of putting fish in, but this just seems to work. You use less oil, which is always good because oil is expensive these days. So you just want to make sure you have all the ones that you're ready. In this pan I can fit about 10, 12 of them. I could probably fit more, but if you put too much in, then sometimes they stick together and that's not very good. So yeah, you always want to make sure your knife's nice and sharp so when you're cutting up the fish. And yeah, tell me if you guys want any other types of videos, because I do a lot of shark fishing and that, and beach fishing. So just comment, like, and subscribe. And that'll be it till next time.